and welcome to Making Artwork. This week we're speaking with comedian and the host of Tub Time with Jenn, Jenn Snyder. Welcome, Jenn.
Hi.
I think it is hilarious that you have people come to your house every week and take baths with your bathtub. That's so funny.
Actually, I just zoomed them from my bathtub.
They don't actually take?
No.
Oh. Okay. Oh, hey, watch your foot there.
Wait, are you naked?
Aren't you? Oh, it's fine. You know, I haven't actually researched this a lot. We don't actually have a research department. We're currently seeking funding. It's fine though. It's fine.
A guy walks into a bar.
Hi, and welcome to Making Artwork, a series of conversations with artists who are full-time in their field. This week, our guest is comedian Jenn Snyder. At 5'2", Jenn packs a whole lot of funny in her 1-2 punch style of comedy. Topics ranging from her days growing up as a lesbian in a good old boy town to dealing with the public on a daily basis. This comedian will pull you in with her stories and leave you wanting more with her quick wit and hilarious observations. Born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina, Jenn hosts a nightly show on Facebook Live, Tub Time with Jenn. Her ultimate goal is to unite all people through laughter. We spoke with Jenn about being a full-time comedian and what that reality looks like for her.
Please let me tell you how I met Jenn. So, I know Lace Larrabee. I've done stand-up. I do some stand-up. I'm nowhere near as amazing as Jenn, but I'm kind of funny. Oh, my God. Anyway, so I met Jenn, but I had this idea, and now you can see the trailer for the sort of pitch video for the, look, I'm steaming up my glasses.
I know,
for the
so
pitch
I
video.
wear mine.
I know, right? For the pitch video for the show to like some arts investors to say, hey, y'all, give us some fucking money to make this show, right?
Yep.
And it was always like before I even, met you, I was like, I wrote that bit with us in the tub and me misunderstanding this whole thing.
Yeah.
But you guys, I called freaking Jenn. I was like, hey, I know that we don't know each other, but will you drive to Atlanta and take a bath with me? Y'all, this just shows how crazy comedians and artists are, because I called and asked her, and this crazy chick said, yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it. I'm going to do it.
Look how nice the bathtub is, you guys. It's so big. I couldn't pass that up.
Listen, and we had a damn good time.
We did.
We drank drinks. We had fun. It was a bunch of girls. Wait, my favorite is telling my kids, though. I was like, listen, they're used to, like, weird crap because I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah.
But I said, y'all, a woman I've never met is going to come up, and I'm going to take a bath with her, and these two other ladies are going to film it. And they're like, is that porn? I was like, no. Mommy would have a nicer car if it was porn, dear.
No. I'm not heterophobic. I love you straighties. God bless y'all. Yeah. Even though I look like this, y'all still hit on me. It's very fun. Happens with men, believe it or not, and they always say the same thing. They're like, hey, listen, I won't tell nobody. Right, like I don't know enough about men to know that's a damn lie. The first time I ever did comedy, I was 13. I was in middle school. We had a talent show, and I wanted to sing, and I told my mom that, and she told me that she thought I should do stand-up comedy because I was funnier than I could sing. But I can't sing, but that's how I got into it, and I won the competition, and I got to do 3 assemblies the next day, and I didn't have to go to class, and I was like, yeah, this is the life for me, so.
Hey, do you remember any of the jokes you told when you were 13?
Oh, absolutely. Mary Lou Retton was really big back then, and she used to have this store commercial where she'd be like, and another thing. And I made this whole joke about arguing with my mom and how she was like Mary Lou Retton because she would slam the door and then she'd think of something and she'd come back and she'd be like, and another thing. And I thought that was hilarious, but that was my original joke that I wrote.
That's great.
And then the rest of them were street jokes, basically.
If a man bagged me, he'd have me on the wall of his man cave talking about, yeah, that's a North American lesbo right there. She's a gold star. Those are very rare.
Oof. Let's see. So I've been doing it professionally for the last 3 years, probably 7 years ago, and it was like $20 for gas, I think in a show in Greenville, South Carolina, which is about an hour and a half away from where I live. So, a big old $20.
Happens with straight women too. The first one is the ugly straight girl. Oh my God. And she always says something like, if I was gay, oh, I'd be beating down your door. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, you would have to. The door, the dresser, the bed, whatever else I could shove in front of that damn thing. Yeah. That's what you have to beat down to get to me, honey, okay?
Oh yeah, I've done all kinds of things. I've been a waitress for a long time. I was a dumpster broker that was what I did before I stopped doing comedy, which is basically like a drug dealer for dumpsters. I'm a middleman. Like say you in Atlanta would call me in Columbia, I would be like, and you say you need a dumpster, and I'd be like, okay. And then you'd hang up the phone, and then I would call somebody here in Atlanta and ask them how much a dumpster was, and they would say $300, and then I would call you back and say, the dumpster's gonna be $450, but we can get it out there for you this week. And that was my whole job. So.
Just because I like women don't mean I like you all right? Some ladies think just showing up with a vagina qualifies them to ride this teeny tiny, adorable, fun-ass ride. It does not.
Okay, well, see, the decision, it was made for me when he laid me off because I was terrible at that job and I didn't want to do it. But it was actually a really big boon because he really supported my comedy. He could have fired me. I was terrible at it. But he laid me off so I could get unemployment. So that first 6 months of me doing comedy, I had unemployment coming in, and that's what got me on my feet and got me started making rounds and learning how to, you know, book myself and route myself. So honestly, the decision was made for me, but that was one of the things that he said was that I just needed to leap, and so I did. You know, it felt like it was time. You know, it felt like there was kind of a sign that the universe was telling me that I needed to just go ahead and do this. And I mean, I've struggled since then, but this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what God put me on this planet to do. He wants me to make people laugh. That's my whole thing, so.
The other one, and I find it just as upsetting as the ugly straight girl, is the hot straight girl. I see y'all. And y'all say the same thing too. You're like, oh my God, you are so funny. If you had a penis, I would totally sleep with you. Girl, what you mean if I had a penis? I got a drawer full of them. Pick you one out. Yeah. Big penis, little penis, black penis, white penis. Hell, I got purple penis. You can feel like you're doing an alien. We can overcome this hurdle together, girl.
I do it all myself. And so I find myself doing a lot of things like driving 16 hours round trip for a couple $100. I'm just so desperate to work, and I'm just so desperate to do this for a living. So I do it all myself. It is not the easiest. I cannot wait for someone to discover me so I can just show up and be talented. I cannot wait till that day happens. Please, Lord, hear my cry. Oh, sorry. It's a lot of getting up in the morning and smoking weed just right off the bat, just to really just kind of deal with the reality that is my life. When you wake up in your childhood bedroom at 40 years old, like weed is just a standard. You just got to start with that. Then mostly my day is emailing people. trying to get gigs, book spots, trying to figure out routing. And then a lot of times in the afternoons, I'm either doing lives or I'm writing, which I don't really write. I think, like, I don't know. I don't write things down. People think that's weird, but never. Like, not orders, not set lists, not jokes. I don't have a notebook. Like, if I die, no one can steal my jokes because they die with me. Although I am going to leave it in my will that all the local comics in my town can have all my notebooks to do with whatever they want with. Because there's no notebooks.
I got penis. Don't trifle me about shit that don't matter. I feel like the whole world is trying to do that now, y'all. People want you to feel bad about stuff that doesn't matter. This girl in Portland was like, oh my God, you're overweight. You must really hate yourself. Yeah, and I was like, no, I'm not fat because I hate me. I'm fat because I love me, dummy. Look, I don't deny me nothing, okay? If me wants a blunt and a cupcake, me gets a blunt and a motherfucking cupcake. You damn right.
It absolutely ruined my life. No, honestly, I had so much planned this year. Like, this was the year that I was really going to make some money and be able to move. I was thinking about either moving to Chicago or LA. It depended on how much money I made. I was headlining my hometown club. I had talked them into paying me an obscene amount of money because I knew I was worth it. I was about to headline the Pride Fest in Pensacola, where all the gay people go for Memorial Weekend. I was about to be just flush with queers and just talented and be able to show that off and finally get laid for it. But no, COVID just ruined my whole damn life. So now I just do lives from my parents' bathtub for money.
Honey, I'll be just sitting on my couch, y'all, just a licking and a smoking, licking and a smoking. Sometimes you lick the blunt and you smoke that damn cupcake. That's just the games we play, people. That's what happens.
I'm actually really blessed. Like, all of the comedians, well, I won't say all of it, but most of the comedians that I work with are some of the most amazing people in the world. I know here in Atlanta, Joe Pettis is just like been one of my biggest supporters ever. He has constantly booked me, constantly promoted me, shouted me out on podcasts, and he's probably one of the best male producers in the country. Like, if he hears anything remotely bad about you as far as being sexist or racist or homophobic, he won't work with you. So I've been lucky to be really supported by some of the best in the business and really meet good people. And comedy is like a family. It's like a weird family. Like, no matter where you go, if you're a comedian, there's another comedian that knows a comedian that will vouch for you, and all of a sudden you're okay. So, you know, that part of it has been really a blessing to me, and I'm very lucky. So I've went on tour with one or two people. I went on tour with a guy one time who called me a dyke on stage, our first night together. That was a rough tour.
Y'all been to Portland? Y'all been out that way? No, our people don't make it there. And by our people, I don't mean the gays. I mean Southerners. I don't know what it is. It's like we all get to Denver and we're like, no, this is good. It's really far up there.
Very, very, very important. My mentor was Matt Ward. He is a Wilmington comic that now lives in Ohio and sells real estate because comedy is not profitable. But actually, he still helps me to this day. He still mentors me. He sent me a light kit for when I started doing my tubby times. He's like, you need a light, you need a ring. He sent me a whole kit. He sent me a ring with a stand and all that stuff because that's just how much he believes in me. But it's important to find somebody to ask for guidance, to kind of, and to push you, somebody to be like, it's time to ask for money, dum-dum. You know, stop driving 3 hours for free or whatever you do. You know what I mean? Like, so that part's really important. He taught me how to sell merch, how to make more money selling merch. He taught me how to route shows so I wasn't going back and forth and not making money. So I think it's really important when you start in comedy to find somebody that you trust, that you respect, and that cares about you enough to help you out and teach you things. This bottle of champagne right here is all thanks to you. Thank you to my dear friend Bobby Bosket for providing me with the tip money that so graciously buys me this lovely champagne. Hey, Lainey. We're gonna have a guest here in a little bit. I did enjoy Edisto Beach. Holy shit. But you guys, did y'all know that on Edisto Beach, they got flies that bite you? That shit is not necessary. Yeah, I did have, they weren't horse flies. Horse flies are big. Like, these look like just regular flies, but they bit your ass. It was fucked up. So tub time is basically a half hour of me sitting in my parents' bathroom, in their bathtub, taking a bath while drinking champagne and getting high on marijuana. And people tune in for this. It's a whole thing. So basically it just started with my birthday. I decided to eat some pancakes and drink champagne in the tub. And people, about 65 people tuned in to watch that. And people just started asking me to do it. And then I got in a rhythm of it and people started like tipping me for it. And now people get mad when I don't do them. Like they message me, they call me, they're like, why are you doing a tub time? I'm ready. So that's how it came to be, and now I do one every night. For the money, honey.
And I know that there weren't a lot of Southern people there because everywhere I went in Portland, they got so excited about my accent. They were just like, oh my God, I love the way you talk. Will you just say stuff?
I work with Fitz Games, and we have done 3 different versions now. It's kind of like a Cards Against Humanity game, but it's a little bit more expansive. We did a redneck version, we did a gay LGBTQ one, and then now we're working on a horror game one. And it's like Cards Against Humanity, like you do the whole, you know, picking the card things, but it also has 1, 2, 3, go, which is like you'll say, who's most likely to get caught having sex in a horror movie? And then you say, 1, 2, 3, go. And then you all point at the friend that you think would be most likely. And whoever has the most votes has a drink. And then there's another one that's like dares. So it's like, take the person's phone to the left and call their last contact and just scream into the phone when someone answers. So it's actually going to be really fun and really cool. And I'm really excited about it. It's my first like writer's gig. So I'm pretty proud of it.
How did you get that gig?
A comedian named Billy Anderson who Billy Anderson has my dream job. Billy Anderson does these shows called, The Gateway Show. There we go. And they're basically shows, because he's on the West Coast, where you go, you do a set sober for 5 minutes, then he just gets you hella high, and then you go back and do another 10-minute set just stoned as hell. And that's the whole show, and he pays you money for this, and it is amazing. He works for them, and he was looking for comics that were funny to write funny cards, and he got me that gig, and I got to work with people like Maggie Mays, who's a really funny, famous comic out of Texas, who's hilarious. I got to work with Mia Jackson. I got to work with like a lot of cool people just from doing that card game, so pretty awesome. Look for those.
That's cool.
And it's I'm excited. I can't wait to get it because I'm going to frame my cards and be like, I wrote that. It's on a card now. It's no big deal. It's just, you know, shoving Beanie Babies in your ass. That was mine. That was mine. I'm proud of that one.
That's one of the dares. Shoving Beanie Babies in your ass.
It's actually part of a set I do because I have a nurse friend that told me, we play a game on my lives called What Did You Find in Someone's Butt? And my nurse friends get on there, but one of the ones that she had was 14 Beanie Babies. Right? 14. What commitment? How did you even do that? Do you have a special Beanie Baby stick? Like, how? And you know, when you wonder what a buttload is, like when you wonder what the capacity of a buttload is, it is 14 Beanie Babies. Like now we know when we say a buttload, we mean 14 Beanie Babies.
Whew, it's hard not to break your tapes. Man, my mother was an assistant to an anesthesiologist in the ER, and I promise you, most of her horror stories were things in people's butts. And she just kept saying, I just can't reiterate enough, never glass. Nothing glass.
They're so great at all of them. Like I do a whole set about it now, and it hasn't been doing well because people don't enjoy butt stories, but all of them ask for the items back. Right. Think of the person that you love the most in the world. Just think about them right now. And they call you up, right? And they're like, I need to go to the emergency room. And so you drive them to the emergency room, and the whole time you're like, okay, listen, I love Stacy, all right? We're going to get her some help. It's going to be okay. She's going to be fine. We're going to find people that help people that put things up their butt. And you're really worried about Stacy. The minute Stacy comes out of those emergency rooms doors with just a big ass bag of butt wet Beanie Babies, friendship over. You're done being friends with Stacy. Like, no matter how concerned you were before, you don't care now. You're like, girl, get an Uber. I'm done. Don't talk to me at the family reunion.
Don't buy me any gifts. Do not ever give my gift. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. If I see you show up at my house with a stuffed animal, I'm going to punch you in the face.
I'm an entertainer, y'all, so every time they did that, I just got like Savannah Southern on their asses. I was just like, Lordy, it's hot today. Somebody bring mama a mint julep. This hothouse flower is a wilting. I tell you, it is hotter than 3 rats fornicating in a wool sock behind a dryer. Well, the newer comics, like, you want to give them help, but you don't want to give them unsolicited help, because there's nothing more annoying than that. Like, men love to do that to me. They love to come up to me after a show and be like, you know what you should do? I'm like, crush it like I've been doing, boo. That's what I need to do. I mean, if I wanted an unsolicited opinion from man, I would have been straight, all right? Like, we're good here. I don't need you to come up to me and tell me what to do. Sometimes they try to come up and give you jokes, and they're other people's jokes. Somebody tried to give me Mitch Hedberg's escalator is now stairs. Sorry for the convenience. Like, I was dumb enough not to know what that was. He was like, you can use that. I was like, and I like to do this thing when people do that where and then I walk away just to let them marinate in their stupidity. You know, I really want them to soak it in. It gets in the meat that way. Well, I don't know, sweetheart. I guess if I had my druthers, it would be nothing but Duke's mayonnaise for me. Yes. Due to an altercation over Miracle Whip, damn near tearing my family asunder. I don't know what druthers or asunder means, y'all. Sounded Southern as hell, and they loved it. They loved it. I teach, like, basically, and it's super, I'm not famous, so I can't teach you that, but I can teach you how to structure jokes. And a lot of what stand-up is getting comfortable with being on stage. Like, Jerry Seinfeld does a really great joke where he talks about the #1 fear in America being public speaking. That means #2 is death. That means more people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. And I think that's important to remember when you get on stage, is that a lot of people will tell you, oh, I could do that. It's a damn lie, because if they could, they would, but they can't, so they don't. And that's what I try to teach my students, is that if you have the guts to get up there, you're like over halfway of the battle. So. Man, everybody here married? Y'all got love? Y'all got somebody? Most of y'all left their ass at home tonight, I see. Good for y'all. Good for y'all. The reality is that I'm very grateful for the people that are in my life. I think just this year, I realized that, your life doesn't really belong to you. It belongs to the people that love you. And that's what keeps me here. I mean, it's not for any desire to be on this world, because this world sucks, but I have the best parents in the world. I have some of the best friends in the world. I have a beautiful godson that loves me more than anything. So those are the things that keep me, here and grounded. And honestly, doing my little lives every night, like, I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but 20 people each night watch me. That's the minimum. Sometimes way more, sometimes, but it matters to those 20 people. So it matters to me. So I feel like, that's what keeps me sane. That's what keeps me from being so depressed. Like, I do get down in the dumps. This year's been super hard. It's been super hard to just be positive and be happy, but being there for other people gives me purpose, and that's what's kept me sane during this whole thing. Yeah. Have his ass put a hungry man dinner in the microwave and just figure it out, boo. Me and the girls is going for wine and ha-has. Bye. I turned the Wi-Fi password off. Have a good night. Ha-ha.
Never quit and keep going no matter what, how hard it gets. If it's really a calling for you, no matter what, you won't stop, because it will call to you like the sirens on the shore, you know what I mean? There will be no stopping it. So just have tenacity and just know that you may never make it, but if you help one person feel a little less alone in the world, then you've done a good job, then you've done a good thing, and you've been a successful comic, in my opinion.
I believe you all know what time it is. It's blunt and a motherfucking cupcake time. It's magic, baby.
I really would like to get a successful career so I could move out of my parents' house and have some wife and dog money. You know, I got real simple dreams. I'm just trying to get enough money to have a beautiful dog and a beautiful wife one day. That's all I want. But really, I don't know. I'm hoping one of the projects I'm working on will pop off. I'm hoping Tub Talks will pop off. I got to do a voiceover on a Netflix show called Jet Boy. I'm hoping that will be something that's promising. I don't know anything else to do but not stop. I'm not going to stop entertaining people, even if I have to go get a waitressing job just to be able to pay to do it. So my dream would be for someone really successful to see me and take me on tour. That would change my life completely. Then I'd be able to pay some bills and do some things and put some more money into my career. So that's what I hope. Anybody watching that wants to take me on tour, please feel free to do so.